Hey YouTube, Stephen again with Joel, and we're doing the second video now of the Commander series. This time we're talking about the white deck. This will be on our website for $34.99 starting, so go online and order it, and don't forget to use the coupon code FREESHIP if you spend $100 or more. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Got the three most valuable cards from the deck so far, according to TCG Player. And let's start off with Nahiri, the Lithomancer.
Ah, yes, the Planeswalker again. So each of the commander sets this time around will have a Planeswalker, and again, they can all, for the first time, act as your commander, which is something new that they're introducing with this set. Well, this particular Planeswalker, much like the red deck, it seems to be fairly heavy around artifacts and particularly equipment. I like how her first ability creates a soldier, which is seems to be pretty common to create a token of some type for a lot of the white Planeswalkers, so it'll feel very familiar.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's a 1/1 soldier token that you can also equip an equipment that's already on the battlefield to it automatically. So that makes the creature a little bit more powerful coming into play right away.
I think it also makes the more cost inefficient cards more playable. So the cards that normally cost like 6 to equip, you can just get a 1/1
equip them for free, and if it's a good enough artifact, 1/1 soldier is really all you need. So her minus ability is to just put an equipment from your hand or your graveyard onto the battlefield. I mean, that can certainly be very dangerous, and certainly a valuable ability to use if you have like you said, a very high-costed artifact. Not necessarily equip cost in this case, but just to cast in general, or one of your powerful artifacts that has already been destroyed. Pull that equipment back from the graveyard and put it onto the battlefield. And then her ultimate ability, which I really like this one personally, it's a -10 ability, but her first ability is a +2, so she will get to it pretty quickly. So in this case, what you get to do is you get to put a colorless equipment token on the battlefield, which becomes an artifact equipment, and it's indestructible. It gives the creature 5/5 and double strike, and it has a 0 equip cost. So you can put it on the battlefield, don't even have to spend any mana to get that artifact to equip it, and makes anything deadly automatically. So.
And probably my favorite thing about that ability is just the flavor of it all, because if you refer to the Stoneforge Mystic card, you'll notice that she is making a sword in that artwork, and in this artwork she has completed her sword, and her ultimate is the sword that is coming on the battlefield. So I really like how Magic tied in something from the past into Commander for this game.
It's a great example of bringing back to memory a very powerful card, and one that was a lot of people's favorite.
So the next card, which is actually one of the most valuable cards out of all the Commander sets, is Containment Priest. Its main ability is that you can flash it in, and if a creature would enter the battlefield that wasn't cast, it's exiled instead. So when exactly can you think of would this be particularly useful?
Well, and just to clarify, that's non-token creatures. Otherwise, tokens typically aren't cast, and that would really shut those down.
Yeah.
But at first glance, this card may not seem to a lot of people like it should be all that valuable, but this is really a card that's intended to shut down a lot of really powerful combinations that kind of run over a lot of other decks that people want to play. Being flash, you can bring it in as a surprise instant speed, and what it does is a lot of different decks that have really one goal, which is to try to find a card in the deck and get it onto the battlefield earlier than you normally would because it's a high casting cost card. Ways that a lot of people would call cheap, powerful cards onto the battlefield, it shuts those down, and that's what this card's designed to do. Just having the threat of this card out there, I think, opens up a lot of other decks that really weren't competitive against the decks that this card shuts down. Gives them a little bit more of a chance. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about you, but everyone I know that runs a green Commander deck has Tooth and Nail in it.
Yes. Yeah.
And this makes your opponent waste that 9 mana, that full turn of bringing out Tooth and Nail being trying cost.
And a card from, for example, a card from Theros, Whip of Erebos, that people know well. It shuts that down. Does a good job of that. A lot of people like to put something like you wouldn't see in the Commander right now, but Grizzlebrand or something into the graveyard and whip him back, and I can't do it with this card's out there flashing in threats. So.
Yeah, so
It's a very important card.
And then the last one is Masterwork of Ingenuity. Artifact equipment that only costs 1, and when it comes to play, it's any artifact equipment that's already on the battlefield. As a copy.
Yeah. And this is one of those cards that certainly shine in multiplayer because, and it's because you can copy any equipment on the battlefield. It doesn't have to be your own. So it's cheap. It's got a cheap cost. It leaves that mana open to equip whatever equipment you're copying. And with multiple players in one game, you're more likely to have other opponents that have a really powerful equipment that you're going to be more than happy to copy with this. Yeah. So just in a matter of great targets to copy, the more players in the game, the better this card's going to be.
Yeah, because I don't know how many people play the ice and
the Swords of Fire
and light and dark. So, and not to mention, if you get your Lithomancer's ultimate off, you can copy the artifact token.
Yep, and this isn't a triggered ability after it enters the battlefield. It enters the battlefield as that ability. So, for example, if you have one of the artifacts that create a germ token as it comes into play and attaches itself automatically and becomes a creature, this card will still do that.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, those are the highlights of this deck, but again, there's tons more to it. So, be sure to check it out online. $34.99 starting. May go up, may go down. Get it now. I don't see this going down at all. This is a really fun deck, and I'm really excited to try it out.
Seems great.
So, all right, well, let's go play some more Magic.
Let's go.